everyone, Summer with the Starry Ascend, and we are on week 2 of our Finding the Fae series. And this week is all about connections. It is so specific to connection that it's gonna be so fun, I hope. Anyways, this video is about automatic writing and then creating a small little journal that you can use for maybe your automatic writing or maybe some kind of nature walk or anything like that. They're really easy to make. I have them right here. They're small, so they can fit pretty much anywhere. And I'll do that at the end of my discussion here about automatic writing. And I will also add the journal prompt for this week at the very end of this video too. Our tarot prompt, our tarot spread is actually going to be in Friday's video because Friday is very specific to using the tarot to connect with the Fae. So if you have your tarot decks and you want to share them, that's going to be a great time to do it. If you don't have any fairy tarot decks, it's perfectly fine. Use any tarot deck that you want. You do not have to use a fairy tarot one. I will probably use them because that's what I have mainly. You can also use them with oracle and stuff like that. But the whole idea of this whole week is to specifically reach out to the Fae and connect. And then today's video is obviously automatic writing, as I've said. And my way of doing it is Fae specific. It's very Fae specific. But automatic writing has been used a long time for spiritual work. To connect to spirits as mediums, or to connect to your higher self or to your subconscious, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't allow the Fae to contact me in my dreams, and I don't remember my dreams on purpose. Like, I specifically choose not to remember my dreams because I don't like being afraid and I have a lot of nightmares. But if the Fae have reached out to me in my dreams and I haven't realized it, using automatic writing opens up my subconscious to listen to that if they have in any way, shape, or form, and that'll come out on the page sometimes for me. But automatic writing has often just very specific to like a spirit work, and I'm not really into interacting with spirits necessarily, like the ghosts and paranormal side of that. I'm not really interested in that, or my ancestors. There's a real fear for me there, so I'm working through it, but it's not something I want to do in my automatic writing. So I'm very intent orientated in my automatic writing, and I say Fae specifically when I write down my intent on the page. And that's what I suggest, is you write down your intent at the top of a blank piece of paper. And I say blank because I don't have all the lines in the way that way. You know, if it's a blank piece of paper, I don't feel like I have to write within the lines or something like that. Because your automatic writing, your eyes are closed anyways, so you can't see what you're doing. And then the lines just get in the way when you're trying to interpret it. So I usually put my intent at the top of a blank piece of paper. And then I spend the 5 to 10 minutes doing my exercises for it. And when I say exercises, I mean, like, it takes me about 5 minutes to really get involved, and then another 5 minutes for the meditation or for the automatic writing to come out. It's because I'm kind of used to doing it. My first time doing automatic writing took like 25 minutes because I didn't know what I was doing and I was afraid. And so it took me a couple of times to get comfortable enough to do it. And then I had to learn how to read it. And you'll see in a minute, it does not look like regular handwriting when you're automatic writing. And so there's a certain level of interpretation that comes into play. So here's what I do. I will get into my meditative state, which most of us know are meditative states. Get into your meditative state. I can usually do it with just a few rounds of heavy breathing and the idea of what I'm actually doing. I'll go into a specific room in my mind, and then I open myself up, subconsciously and invite, or consciously, and invite my Fae guide in. Now, I don't always choose my Fae guide. I could choose any Fae if I wanted to, any Fae that's willing to connect with me and stuff like that. And I'll open a door and I will, request that they come in and have a seat with me and have a little chat. And sometimes I have really specific questions, like if I'm doing my clay art, my dolls and figurines, I might sit down with them and be like, okay, because I've already created them. So oftentimes I'm just looking for their story. Who are you? What are you doing? Why do you want to be out here? What's going on behind the scenes? Where do you come from? How does that play into my world? Why is it you want to be seen? I ask those kind of questions of it. And so I can write it down and use that when I give the dolls out, when they go to their homes, their new homes, they get their little story that goes with it. So I do use automatic writing for that. And if I'm trying to get a very specific kind of Fae feeling, like somebody requests like a darker Fae from me as a doll form, I might do some automatic writing to get a sense of that kind of personality. And that helps me sometimes create their clothing. They'll tell me what they want to wear sometimes or what they want their hair to look like. Usually it's not the clay process. The clay process has already happened. It's the decorative of the clay that will be in that, like what they want to wear, how they want to look, that kind of thing, especially if it's a doll. So that's kind of how I've used automatic writing. But again, you can use it in so many different ways. And this time it was just like reaching out saying, hey, you know, what should I tell people? What do you know, what's going to be in this automatic writing piece? Like, what do you want to connect? What do you want to say? And it was just that kind of thing. And most of the times I don't always get full on sentences. I might only get 1 or 2 words and then kind of have to figure it out from there. Sometimes I get full on, you know, paragraphs of stuff. And then other times it's really just really simple writing, really simple things. And then the other thing that I notice and I write down with my automatic writing process is what that Fae was presented to me, because I don't always see them as full on being, even in my meditation. Fae tend to connect a lot mentally to people. A lot of experiences are going to be through dreams or mental work. Things will just pop into their heads and they know it's Fae, you know, that kind of stuff. And so there's like a telepathy, I guess you could call it, that they kind of can speak to you with too. And so when you're automatic writing, you're opening up that path as well. But there's other senses that come with that kind of work, right? And so when I'm doing my automatic writing, I also write down how that energy was, what the Fae might have looked like, or what the Fae might have felt like, or smelt like, or something like that. This particular time, it was one of the Fae guides that I've had previously in other meditations. And he feels, I'm pretty sure it's a he, but he feels very mossy, soft and spongy and green. Maybe dew, misty dew, and bright green leaf, you know, that might have been picked off of a branch or something like that, that's still got a lot of life and water in it and stuff like that. And so I write down that kind of thing on my piece of paper too, as well as the date, just so I could see how many times that particular Fae might be coming up for me. And I have noticed, and you might not right away, but I have noticed that different Fae speak in different ways. Like this particular Fae is a simple speaker. I think the first time I only got a few words from him, and then this time I got a few more, like a sentence kind of thing from him. Whereas other Fae, like a dark Fae that I did once for a clay piece, had talked to me in like a poem. And I was like, oh, where did this come from? Because I just like randomly wrote it all down. I wasn't even paying attention to what I was writing. I was just writing it all down. I didn't even mean to automatic write, and it happened. So sometimes they kind of do their own thing too, which for me can be a little tiny scary, but I allow myself to be open to that. So I don't want to fear the Fae, and I don't fear them doing anything to me necessarily, but sometimes they can surprise me. So I'm going to turn you around and show you my piece of paper, and I will show you the journals that we're getting ready to do, okay? And we'll go from there. Give me just a second. All right, so here's my piece of paper with the automatic writing. This is my description and my date. And this is my automatic writing. So this is my intent up here, and then this is what came out. So I always start off when I'm in my meditative state, I just start making light circles, and I use a pencil because it's very lightweight, like it doesn't weigh hardly anything, and the pen will bleed through the page. So I just start off with circles when I'm doing my meditation until I get into the habit of like using my hand with my eyes closed, and then you can see like it literally like starts turning into words. And that was only a few minutes in. So we're going to read this. Now, you may not be able to read your automatic writing right away. Sometimes it's very hard to decipher. I'm used to seeing my automatic handwriting, which is why it's a little bit easier for me to read it, I guess. So it says, okay. Want you to get more nature, follow paths, explore, experience, talk to us. We may not show ourselves, but we are there. So that's the message that I got. And I'm going to fold this up. I already did fold it, but I'm going to fold this up. I always fold it right after. And stick it into this little journal that I have little pockets in. This is one of the journals you'll learn how to make here in just a few minutes. And I'll just stick it right inside one of my pockets and poof, there it is, you know. So these are the journals I was talking about. I made them out of one sheet of paper. This one's made out of a 12 by 12 and it has a cut and glue process to it. This one is also made out of 12 by 12, but it's just a fold process and a single cut. And this one is an 8.5 by 11, folded the same way as this 12 by 12 and cut the same way as this 12 by 12. And when I say cut, I mean like it's just one little snip. That's it. There's nothing else to it. Now, here's the other thing with that. These pages are all glued together and I created little pockets out of this one. So they have all these different little pockets and I can add stuff on the inside if I want to, and I like the decorative paper for that. And then I used cardstock paper on the outside, decorative cardstock, for the cover. Okay, this one right here, I didn't do anything with because I like the idea of having it be an inside out page. I know that sounds weird, right? But think of it in this terms, like this is the decorative side. So you have, you know, your cover, your front and back, and you can add cardstock if you want to. I'm not going to on this one because I want it to be an inside out page. So you have 1, 2, right? 3, 4, 5, 6 pages that way, okay? But I don't have pockets and you can see the white and stuff like that. And I can add whatever I want to these pages. Now, here's the thing that's cool. If I want it to be, if I want to use it on the white side, I just undo all of this because it's just folded. There's no glue or anything like that. It's just a folded piece of paper, 12 by 12 paper, right? So if I want to use the white side, then I just turn it over and I put it together the other way. That is literally all I do. I just put it together the other way. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more pages that I can do automatic writing on if I want to. I can do drawings on or whatever, and still easy enough that it can fit inside a purse. Like this is my hand. I've got tiny hands, guys. So this can fit in my purse. This can fit in just a booklet that I'm taking with me, anywhere nature-based. This is the 8.5 by 11, and this one's glued, and I used cardstock over the top as a cover. But this one is glued and only has like one pocket with it. And I have very limited pages because of the gluing. So this one's going to be one that's just a little bit different. And again, a cardstock over the top. I'm not showing you how to do this one specifically because it's literally the same as this one. You just add cardstock over the top and glue it, and that's literally it. So I'm not showing you how to do this one, but these two are coming up next. And yeah, so if you have any questions, please leave them down in the description for me, and I will get back to you with answers as soon as I can. Be on the lookout Friday for the tarot related video, and at the end of this video, remember, there will be journal prompts for you. Okay, so up next is just some fun music with DIY. Okay, you guys have a very great day.